Hey guys, today is August 21st. Ellie is 1 month and 3 days old, and I am going to attempt to do my labor and delivery story. I say attempt for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm not used to vlogging with a newborn, so I don't know how that's going to go. And two, I don't really remember a ton of details, so I'm glad that I did record labor updates and such. But I am going to start and say that on July 17th, was my induction date, and I was induced for two reasons. One, because of my heart. I have a heart condition known as supraventricular tachycardia, which is a rapid heartbeat. You can get like a tax type of thing. My heart rate can go into the 250s. I had a heart rate once that lasted very briefly of 303 beats per minute. That was scary. And also because I was walking with a cane at the end of my pregnancy, and my leg would give out on me and lock up to the point where I was basically stripped of my independence. I couldn't hardly get around at the end of it. So they induced me at 39 weeks and 1 day for those reasons. So we went in at 8:30 in the morning, and we got up super excited that morning, and I remember recording a video to let you guys know what was going on that day. We had kept it a secret what the induction day was, so that way people in my family could get adequate rest instead of be restless the night before like I was. I tried to take Declectin to help me go to sleep, but it didn't work at all. I was way too excited. So we got to the hospital at 8:30. I was induced, I think it was 9:50, and their induction method was gel. Anyways, I ended up getting gel 4 times. It worked to a point, like I was dilated to 4.5 centimeters, I think. See, that's part I don't really remember. But my water never broke, which is, they really wanted to break my water when I got there, and I told them no because I didn't want to have C-section. I knew that if I had my water broke at that point, I'd just be begging for an epidural, I'd be hooked up to oxytocin, and it would be a rushed process, and that's not something that I wanted. The medications that they gave me during labor were morphine, Gravol, and Tylenol 3 in the very beginning just for the prostaglandin cramps. I had a horrible reaction to morphine that caused uncontrollable vomiting. It didn't matter what they gave me, Gravol, Zofran, nothing helped. And I hadn't eaten, I hadn't drank anything, I was becoming severely dehydrated. And then all of a sudden, my heart rate picks up, and it's in the 130s, which is normal for me at that point. It can be high due to pain, but it's normally when somebody has a normal heart rate, if their heart rate gets up to 130 and they're in pain, it's a common thing. My heart rate started at 130, and I remember them telling me, you know, you're going to have to start thinking about a C-section. This was the next day on July 18th. Because my heart rate was in the 200s, and I did not want adenosine, and they were only going to allow that to go on for an hour, and then they were going to inject me with adenosine. Adenosine is a drug that will physically stop your heart for very, very shortly, like 1-2 seconds, but it physically stops your heart to help it get back into a normal sinus rhythm instead of beating like a wild banshee. But it also makes you feel like you've been beat with a baseball bat. I've heard it called the injection of death, just because you feel like you're physically dying. And I have very, very bad anxiety, and I was already nervous enough about being faced with the adenosine, so I didn't want this other crap on top of it. I knew this was a possibility of happening. The doctor was saying that they were going to give me an epidural to help calm me down, to lower my heart rate, to see if that would work. Instead of, doing all that, I knew something was telling me to go for a C-section, and they were agreeing that they wanted me to go for a C-section. So that's what we did, and I am so happy with the way my C-section went. And I know you guys are probably really surprised to hear that because you've seen me recording vlogs in the hospital at 23 days postpartum, absolutely miserable, facing another surgery, or having had another surgery at that point. But honestly, I have no hard feelings with the doctor who did my C-section. I would have her deliver a future child if that was in the cards for us. The reason I say that is because, as most of you know, we face 7.5 years of infertility. It was very, very important to me that her birth be videotaped and photographed, and I was told every day that I went to a doctor's appointment and that I asked, that was not allowed. There was absolutely no cameras allowed in the operating room. There were signs posted inside and outside of that place, but it was 10:30 at night, and I said, can we please bring back a camera? We won't videotape the surgery. We'll just, we really want to photograph her in the warmer. Like, we just want to, have her first shot the second she's born. It's something that's so important to me. And of course, I played the card, it will help my heart rate calm down. And they agreed without question, without any, hesitation. They're like, yeah, sure, why not? I've been in labor and delivery before for an irritable uterus, and I've asked about it, and everybody has said, no, you can't bring video cameras or cameras in there because you're easily able to edit it in your favor and make it look like something happened, and you could potentially sue us. I understand that. But they were so accommodating. They were so nice to me. And for my birth plan, I wasn't really keen on making a birth plan because I knew that that's something that could not be controlled. It was basic stuff, like what I would want for pain medication and what kind of positions I want to push in and like cord clamping and things like that. It was more the aftercare that I had everything detailed out. Like, she would not receive hepatitis B shot. She would not receive eye drops. I wanted delayed cord clamping. I did not want them to bath her. I wanted to do it. I wanted them to massage in the leftover vernix instead of just wiping it all away. I'm telling you, they respected my birth plan to the letter. I couldn't even remember this, but apparently I had written in my birth plan that I wanted the surgeon to discuss in detail with me everything that she was doing to me. From the moment she started cutting to the moment Eliana was out. And she's like, so I understand you want me to explain to you what I'm doing. And I was like, no. I think that would cause more anxiety at this point. Please tell me nothing. I want to know nothing. Just let's get in there, get me relaxed, get the epidural going, and get this over with. She was very gracious, and my heart rate started to relax as soon as she was born. And it was the most amazing sound, her first cry. And my first words after hearing her cry was, oh my God, I have waited so long to hear that cry. And I heard Matthew say, oh my God, I can't believe it's real. It's really happening. And at that point, I was losing a shit ton of blood. And I asked her, I said, how is my bleeding? And thankfully, she didn't tell me the truth. She's like, oh, it's fine. You're actually not bleeding that bad. I was bleeding a lot. I had a ton of blood loss. They had to give me a shot in the leg in recovery. And I was watching Laura and Leighton's home birth video. And I know her midwife gave her a shot. I think it was oxytocin. In the leg. I think that was to help to deliver the placenta to control her bleeding, but obviously my placenta had been delivered. So they gave me a different shot, and I can't remember the name of it. That was to help stop the bleeding. I read also on Facebook somebody saying, sorry, my webcam went blank. I read on Facebook somebody's concerns about the massage after C-section, like the massage they push on your belly. That to me was nothing. I was still numb from the epidural, so that's probably why. But even in recovery, like when they put you in the postpartum room, after when you can have family and stuff in there, it was nothing. It didn't hurt that bad. I mean, it was uncomfortable, obviously, but it really wasn't end of the world pain. Now I say when that you can have family, they don't allow visiting in labor and delivery. You can only have 2 people in there that are your coaches. You're not allowed to like switch off between coaches at all. But they allowed my family to come in after I was in the recovery room from the operation. And my parents came back and Matt's parents came back. It was late at night though. It was like midnight by this time, or after midnight, because she was born at 11:33. The doctor guessed that she weighed 10 pounds, but she didn't. She weighed 715 and was 19.5 inches long. I think her head circumference was like 14 centimeters or inches, whatever that measurement is. But yeah, I'm telling you, I had the best experience ever. I got to see her right away. I got skin to skin. She breastfed within like half hour of being born. Most amazing C-section delivery ever. And I've heard some pretty horrific ones where like the babies are taken and you don't get to see them for hours after surgery. I guess I was really, really lucky, especially with the filming and the photographs and stuff like that. I'm just really, really pleased in general. So anyways, that is my sort of labor and delivery story. Yeah, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.